Good morning, students from Segundo A, Segundo Básico B, and Segundo C. How are you? I personally am fine. I'm feeling great. Today we have a very interesting class because we are going to know a little bit more about our country, Chile. Maybe some of you, or maybe all of you, know a lot about our country, but let's see what we're talking about. So today's lesson is Unit 1, Find Your Way, Topic 3. We are still talking about maps, right? And the objective today is that I will be able to identify Chile, okay? So you will identify or recognize Chile and its zones in a political and physical map. So what's that? Zones. Let's see. So today we are going to watch a video. The link to YouTube will be right here. And also we are going to complete the names of the countries in South America, where is Chile. Then we are going to do a color activity where you have to identify the zones of Chile. Then I propose you a little challenge, just like last week. And also you're going to tell me something about your experience and what did we do today. It's very short, okay? Good. But first of all, let's begin by reviewing what we did last class. Let's go. So where is Chile? Good. We are going to review what we did and what we saw last class because of course Chile is in the within the world map, right? It's in this Earth planet that we live. We all live here. And so I want you to recognize this continent because we saw continents and oceans. Do you remember what this continent is? If you did your homework, this little challenge that I gave you, where you had to put 3 countries per each continent, you probably will remember this continent. So we have Australia, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand. Do you remember? Yes, it's Oceania, right? And the ocean there mostly is yes, the Pacific. And we also have the Indian Ocean in this area surrounding Australia. Good. How about this continent? Do you remember? So we have countries such as Mongolia, Russia, China, Thailand, India, you see, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq. It's a huge continent. Do you remember? Yes, it's Asia. Good. And how about the oceans surrounding Asia? Do you remember? Yes, it's the Pacific there. In front of Japan, China, Korea, also Vietnam, and all those islands down below there, here, it's a lot of islands, and also the Indian Ocean. Good. How about this continent? Do you remember this continent? Can you recognize it? We have Egypt, Libya, Algeria, South Africa. So you know now, right? Is Africa. Good. And how about the oceans surrounding Africa? We have the Indian Ocean there. And also we are going to move in here to the Atlantic. Good. Then we have this continent here, very small continent, full of countries, full of people as well, very historic, old continent. We are going to talk about Europe. Yes, we're talking about Europe, and the Atlantic there is mostly surrounding Europe. Also the Arctic above Sweden, Norway, and Finland, and Russia as well. So, and Ireland as well. So that's the Arctic right there, close to the North Pole, al Polo Norte, right? Good. Then we're moving to this very interesting continent, and I know most of us see things from that continent, specifically from the United States. If you did homework in the challenge that I give you, you probably put these countries: Mexico, Canada. Do you remember? It's North America. Good. And how about the oceans there? The Atlantic, and also, of course, the Pacific. And if we go down, we have Central America there and the Caribbean countries. Yes. And so we have the Atlantic Ocean there in the Caribbean part of the earth. Very nice countries, very nice weather. And also the Pacific. Good. And how about here? Yes, this is a very interesting continent. Why? It's South America. And South America is surrounded by the Atlantic and also the Pacific. But why is it interesting that we're talking about South America? Why do you think? Yes, good. Because we're talking about Chile, and Chile is in South America. First of all, Chile is a long, narrow country. That's our country, long and narrow in South America. I won't tell you anything else because now you have to do a little challenge which has to do a little bit with the position of Chile in South America, with the location. Good. So our country, it's good that you know that it's divided into 16 regions. We are not going to talk about the regions because you can learn them through times by heart using your memory. And also, I want you to learn that it has 5 macro zones, okay? Cinco macro zonas. That's very important. In next classes, in future classes, we are talking about why these 5 macro zones, okay? But let's see. So how many regions? 16 regions. Good. And how many macro zones? 5 macrozones. Good. Let's review these 5 macrozones in Chile. Norte Grande, or Greater North as well. Far North, I've seen that in English, but especially Norte Grande. Then Norte Chico. Good. Zona Central, that's where Santiago is. Zona Sur, and Zona Austral, or southernmost zone, okay? And I don't recommend you to use names in English. I'm just giving you some hints in English, but the important thing here is that we use these names in Spanish, okay? Norte Grande, Norte Chico, Zona Central, Zona Sur, y Zona Austral. So you see here, there are a couple of regions belonging to that Norte Grande. We can talk about some cities. We can find there Antofagasta, Iquique, Arica, Calama. Have you ever been to those cities? How about here? We have Atacama and Coquimbo, these regions. So here we can find Copiapó, Vallenar, also La Serena, Coquimbo, Vicuña, Valle del Elqui. And then in Zona Central, we can find Valparaíso, of course, Viña del Mar, Algarrobo, Llolleo, Santiago, Rancagua, Talca, Chillán, Ñuble, Concepción, Talcahuano. Very nice places. Then in the South Zone, we can find Temuco. We can find the lakes there, Lago Caburga. Maybe in the regions of the ríos, ¿cierto? La región de los ríos, we can find Valdivia. And also in Los Lagos, we can find Los Lagos, very famous lakes, such as Yanquihue, Ranco. And also we can find Puerto Montt, Osorno, and many other beautiful cities. And also in the Austral Zone, we can find Aysén, of course, Coyhaique, Punta Arenas, Puerto Natales, Tierra del Fuego. Beautiful places down there, very green. We, in future lessons, as I told you, we are going to talk about the characteristics, the features of these zones. But for now, let's come back to this lesson. So here, we are now going to work through this handout that I'm sending you. The YouTube link will be here. We already revised. We saw what we are going to do. So let's jump to activity number 1. So as a review, you're going to complete the names of the countries in South America. You can check the map here in this video, and also you can check the maps that I sent you last week. Okay? And you can check any other maps as well. You will find easily, you will find the names of the countries in South America. Okay? So where is Chile? Chile is in South America, first of all. And that's our country there. You can color as well if you want. Okay? Then number 3, you are going to color the macro zones to identify each one of them. You can add a special color if you want. If we're talking about the north and the desert, you probably want to use colors related to the desert or the dry. You know what's dry there? Very dry place and big. So you can, if you want, you can relate colors to those characteristics if you know them. Then zona central as well, you pen it in a specific, you color it in a specific color, and so you do with zona sur and zona austral. Okay, good. Then I propose you a little challenge. Which 3 countries does Chile border? Okay, which 3 countries does Chile border? It's 3 countries in South America, of course. Then you can talk a little bit about your experience here. What places in Chile do you know? You just tell me that, okay? And number 6, in words, what did we do today? Did you learn anything new today? Did you like it? Didn't you learn anything? Or was it something missing? Good. And very important, for activities 5 and 6, you can draw or you can add a photograph, okay? Or stick cuts if you prefer. So if you don't want to write, if you don't feel like writing, you can draw, you can stick cuts, or you can add a photograph. So be aware of that. So you can write, but also you can do other things. It's going to be the same. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a new thing. And because every day we learn new things. And I hope you're enjoying yourself at home. Take care. Goodbye.